Amidst mounting unhappiness in the country due to worsening insecurity and economic hardship, Nigerians head to the polls to select the next president of the Federation in a few weeks. A critical question Nigerians seem to ignore is, will the men positioned as the frontrunners, most of whom have been in the political system for decades, be able to turn the country around? The presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, Kachikwu, in a press conference, charged Nigerians to begin to ask questions of prospective leaders and resist the manipulations of the political elites.
8 years ago, there was palpable tension in our land as the fever of change gripped Nigerians, mostly our youths. Anything and anybody but President Jonathan, they said. The APC skillfully manipulated the minds and emotions of Nigerians and successfully delivered a so-called reformed dictator as president of Nigeria. 8 years later, we now know that when people say change, we should ask change in what or which direction. Even children don't want to hear the word change. We're in this mess because we don't question anything as a people. We are apathetic to politics and governance. We fail to see the connection between government, governance, and our lives. Because for too long, the Nigerian government has merely existed in name to the Nigerian people. It is a tragedy that a month to the presidential elections, the myriad issues that plague our nation have not been debated by the presidential candidates. How do we fix our economy other than just saying from consumption to production? Produce what, where, and when? We can't continue to deceive our youths and the generality of Nigerians with cliches and nice-sounding phrases. How do we solve our energy crisis? It's okay for Nigerians to perennially queue for fuel or live in darkness in the year 2023. What of unemployment, housing, infrastructural deficit, security, and our nationhood? When do we discuss and debate these in detail so the Nigerian people know what's at stake with this election?
The presidential hopeful also called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to rise up to its responsibility and ensure credible elections and compliance of political parties and candidates to the rule of law.
We can't continue to be known as the nation that conducts sham elections. INEC can't continue to pretend not to see the voter inducement that takes place at rallies all over the country. What of the primaries? Has anyone been indicted, sanctioned, or punished? There's too much at stake in this election for Nigeria and Nigerians. An INEC that willfully disobeys court orders has already rigged the elections. Nigeria can't afford any other heartbreak.
Responding to questions on ADC intra-party crisis, he said,
A competent court of law, Justice Binta Nyako, has ruled on the issues within our party that Ralph Nwosu, the SWL chairman, is no longer there. INEC has failed to obey that court order. I believe that Nwosu is attempting to appeal that judgment. We are calling on INEC to obey the court order. As long as INEC continues or refuses to obey that court order, as far as we are concerned, INEC is rigging the presidential elections.